What's the haps, Pizza Party peeps? Welcome to another episode of Indie Slice, where game devs one and all get a slice of the pie. Hey y'all, Guti back again. Our first video in this series received some great feedback and even came with a few requests to try out some of the games we promoted. So thanks to everyone who left some love. We definitely want to take these games for a spin ourselves, and we'll certainly try to weave them in our recording schedules. For now though, we're fresh out the kitchen with another pie filled with plenty of meaty indie games to serve hot out the oven. So without further ado, let's cut a slice. Starting off, I wanted to talk about The Lift from new developer team Fantastic Signals. I really wish I could turn back the clock and sink my fangs into the playtest, because I instantly fell in love when I watched the Game Grumps play this. The Lift is what the devs call a paranormal handyman simulator, where first-person handyman work meets a sci-fi mystery. You awaken from cryostasis on some sort of space facility, listlessly drifting through the void. Everyone is gone. The station long abandoned and left to cosmic decay. Your task is to grab your tools, get to repairing the environment around you, and find out what went wrong here. The facility gives me some BioShock vibes when it comes to the environment. From what gameplay I've seen, all the repairs you do essentially boil down to a series of micro-puzzles that gradually powers on the facilities one piece at a time. You continue making your repairs, feeling your progress grow with your busy work until you finish getting an entire sector operational, so you can look back on your work and say, hell yeah, I did that. It's such a wild concept for me to imagine that your entire game setting is the puzzle. The Lift is scheduled to come out in 2026, and with it already landing on over 100,000 wishlists, maybe it could find a place fixed into yours. Where are all my Metroid homies at? Zexion came out back in March of 2025, and I wish I'd heard about it sooner. I'll say it again and again till I'm blue in the face. I adore games that mimic old NES-styled graphics because they can do so much more with animations and color palettes and special effects combined with modern tech. So games like Zexion make me drool at the mouth from my already ultra blue face that can't stop gushing about how much I love it when games implement that. 1,000 pardons, I had to recompose myself there. As mentioned, I can't believe Zexion slipped past my radar because I love me a good Metroidvania, but one stylized as an homage to the original Metroid is my shit. In this game, you play as the space warrior Natu, seeking out the titular Nexion, a forbidden technology on planet Cyper X72. But plenty of space pirates and galactic warlords are also seeking the Zexion, and all are certain to make your adventure a treacherous one. You'll have variable weaponry and unique mobility options at your disposal, and you'll need to put them to great use to survive the trials ahead. This game has rocketed to a high placement on my own wishlist, and now that I've 100%ed Silksong, it might be time to slot a new Metroidvania into my gaming rotation. This is a slice of game I'm excited to sink my teeth into. And maybe it'll find a place on your plate too. Whereas The Lift gave some BioShock vibes with its environment, Abyssus feels like a whole love letter to the BioShock franchise, but with a multiplayer flair. Abyssus is a fast-paced co-op roguelike FPS from Double Moose Games that came out back in August. You're recruited to travel beneath the sea to explore the ruins of an ancient civilization, and your mission is to obtain an extremely rare and powerful substance called brine. But the old inhabitants of this forgotten kingdom quickly turn your expedition into a mad fight for survival. Empower your weapons with brine and uncover divine blessings and ancient tech to fight enemies and bosses through a fathomless abyss, lest it consume you. This game makes me think of the type of PvE gameplay I've always been wishing for in games like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals, mostly because I really suck at PvP games. I'm personally much more of a PvE enjoyer, but mix that in with roguelite elements and I'm sold. There are plenty of custom weapon mods, rewards, and unlockables that make every playthrough unique, and according to the devs, additional content is still on the way. If a brine-punk roguelite is your speed, grab some friends, pick a loadout, and take a dive into Abyssus. White Knuckle, released back in April of this year. I watched a friend of mine play this, and boy howdy does it look stressful. In a fun way, of course. White Knuckle puts you deep in a facility called Substructure 17, and your only means of escape are your upper body strength and whatever tools you can get your hands on. Your objective is to climb up the various structures in the facility to escape, and you'll need to be quick because you aren't alone down here. You will be pursued for your entire ascent by aberrant entities, and they will not let up. One slip up and your climb is over. Special thanks to our fan Solar VA for their recommendation. Based on their gameplay experience, they said the following. It's a game that starts simple, grows more complicated, and before you know it, you realize something's chasing you. It's a beautiful mix of simple game mechanics with increasing complexity because you're doing them under stress. Every level provides a unique challenge for every playthrough. While facility areas will always be the same, each level is generated like a roguelike, so no two playthroughs will ever be the same. Even better, the devs continue to update the game with new substructure regions and add-ons. If you're ready to make the climb into a unique horror experience, White Knuckle is the game for you. Here's a fresh release from October. A new epic adventure in an original fantasy world. Absolum takes place in the world of Talam. I hope I'm saying that right. After the land was shattered by an arcane cataclysm, common folk began to mistrust the forces of magic. This gave the Sun King Azra the opportunity to seize and enslave all the realm's mages, granting him ultimate power to wield in his conquest of the world. Fight back against the regime with a small force of rebel outcasts led by the High Enchantress Ushawi. Again, that's a name I hope I'm pronouncing right. Wielding forbidden magic to challenge Azra and his loyal princes. One of the reasons this title looks so promising to me is that it's from Dotemu, the same people who made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, a game that absolutely popped off back when it came out 3 years ago. God, has it already been 3 years since Shredder's Revenge? What happened to the fucking timeline? Ever since, the devs at Dotemu have been refining and perfecting the beat-em-up genre, and their latest title, Absolum, appears to back that claim. You'll choose from 4 different warriors, each with a unique fighting style, as you quest through various, jaw-droppingly beautiful landscapes. You'll even have the option to discover different paths each playthrough. As a longtime fantasy gamer and beat-em-up enjoyer, Absolum has enchanted me with its art style and animations. And it's no wonder that it received a Game of the Year nomination. Let us know in the comments if you'd like Lost and I to spellbind you with a playthrough. Now let's take a breather from all those high-octane action games and have a look at a cozy city builder that was released back in September. In Town to City, you'll build up a picturesque 19th century Mediterranean town in a prosperous city. The first thing that piqued my interest in this game was how you have complete free reign to construct your city how you want. There is no grid system in place. The layout and setup for any build hinges entirely on your own creativity, even down to planting a pixel-perfect flower if you so desired. As your buildings and economy grow, so will the needs of your expanding population. You'll need to cater to their needs with various amenities, from workers to artisans and more, as you get to know the residents who move into your town and take on special requests to bolster the happiness of all your residents. You can tackle a full campaign mode, or take things even slower with a sandbox mode. Between gridless building options, a beautiful art style, and immersive customization options, you might consider settling in with Town to City if you're looking for a fun and relaxing experience. Nightmare Operator takes place in the haunted ruins of Tokyo in the year 2036. Only a decade away, by the way. You play as Misha, a public safety operator tasked with protecting the quarantined city of Shinshiba. Shinshiba? How do I pronounce this? To protect the city, you're tasked with hunting yokai in the Tokyo ruins, and may uncover a terrifying mystery within. I don't know if I've shown this one to Lost yet, but I cannot wait to hear her reaction if this game hasn't been on her radar.
Guti, why didn't you tell a bitch about this game? That's not very pizza party friendly, is it? No, but for real, I'm hyped. This game looks so freaking cool, and I'm sad that there hasn't been any updates, at least from what I could see from the website. But yeah, keep gushing about it, Guti. Keep talking about it.
Y'all have seen our Crow Country playthrough, you've heard us rave over its story and style, and hell, you've listened to us gush over games from the old PS1 era and how we're diehard Parasite Eve gamers. God, this just looks really good. It's from developer DD Distortion, and as far as I can tell, Nightmare Operator looks to be their first title. Gameplay-wise, it looks like a mix of over-the-shoulder Resi games meets the hack-and-slash styles of Nier. Previews show Misha firing weapons, certainly, but she's also blocking, parrying, and slashing at foes in close combat. Your enemies aren't just shambling around either. Some wield their own weapons or cast abilities from their own skill sets. You even see some who stalk around corners to get into a perfect pouncing position. You'll need to take advantage of various weapons and upgrades, with options like elemental effects, debuffs like stun or bleed, and even customize your loadout of weapons and skills. From the previews, it looks a bit like how you ready your loadouts in Helldivers 2. You'll need mastery of all of these abilities to take on these yokai monstrosities, and god, do some of them look downright terrifying. Nightmare Operator doesn't have a release date as of this recording, but be sure to put it on your wish list for what looks like a game-changing horror title. Plate up, Star Fox fans, it's time to eat! Humble Games Treb said, nah, I'll do it myself. We got some extended gameplay revealed for Wild Blue Sky back in November. A full stage with a gloomy and beautiful set piece, voiced in-combat dialogue, and a fight against a boss who taunts you in equal parts boasting and puns. You could tell the voice cast had a lot of fun in the recording booth. Longtime Star Fox fans will easily be able to pick out the XP of each of the Blue Bomber teammates, but they still serve as an homage, and they also stand out well enough on their own. Bowie Stray and his team will take the fight to Grimclaw, and what are sure to be some formidable lieutenants. Funny side bit, I ran a D&D campaign a couple years ago, where one of the main villains was named Grimclaw, so I had an oh shit moment when the characters dropped that name. This was an instant grab for my wish list, and I can't wait to take flight when Wild Blue Skies comes out. We've got some extra news to report about a game we demoed back in October, and it's this episode's 8-Bit Bite. Yacht Club Games, the highly renowned makers of Shovel Knight, had announced back in October that they are delaying the release of their latest game, Mina the Hollower. Funny enough, our playthrough of the demo went live just a few days before the company made the announcement. Now, I wasn't quick enough to join the Kickstarter back when it launched, but I've been keeping my eye on Mina the Hollower for a few years now. As an avid top-down Zelda enjoyer and spooky cute viber, it's probably one of my most anticipated games right now. Sure, it's unfortunate we'll need to wait a bit longer, but that's one of the reasons I have so much respect for indie developers. They aren't constrained to things like deadlines or executive meddling. They actually get to take their time to refine their game, to craft it to be as perfect as it can be. It wasn't an easy decision for them to make either. That they've made clear. I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but it's best to respect their wishes and let them keep Mina in the oven as long as she needs. The game, not the mouse. Whenever it comes out, I'm confident it'll be worth the wait. And that's all for this serving of Indie Slice. If you like what you saw in this episode, please like and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts down below. And as a special deal, if you think there's an indie game out there that deserves some spotlight, let us know in the comments. If it's a tasty one, I'll be sure to talk it up in a future video and give you a special shout out for the find. I, for one, am always ready to sink my teeth into something new. As always, please support indie devs by adding their games to your wish lists, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now, party people.
That's not very pizza party. That's not very pizza party. God, I'm blueberrying this up. What the hell, me?